Ohio State students came to the Ohio Union November 7th to exercise their right to vote. With important topics such as issues 1 and 2, as well as other county and local measures, many students expressed the importance of casting their ballot.
Yeah, so I think it's really important, especially with our generation being the next generation coming up. Eventually, we're going to be the people who are kind of head of almost like the food chain, the one who are trying to educate our own kids on what we believe is right and wrong. And I think it's very important that we start now, as soon as we come of age to vote, and just be able to have our say in government, because our opinion matters just as much as anyone else's opinion, no matter the age.
Students were greeted with a variety of groups and organizations ready to assist in the voting process, answer questions, and reward those that cast their ballot.
Candy for voting, thinking about voting. Thought it was a great idea. Had to win. Hey!
As part of our job here on Election Day, we're really just here to make sure that students know what they need to know and answer any questions that they may have. One, to demystify the voting process, because a lot of them might be first-time voters, and it's always helpful to have somebody that you're able to ask questions to, especially when we have our students here that are able to answer peer-to-peer. And also just make sure that they're fully prepared and ready to go whenever they cast their ballot.
Some students found it was easier to cast their vote on the issue-heavy ballot, with many feeling like the choices were more digestible than candidate elections. And in the end, both issues 1 and 2 passed.
When it's candidate-based, it can be really hard because especially students and younger voters, they don't really necessarily do as much research, and it's more just oh, I was raised a Democrat, I was raised a Republican, and then they just go and they vote for that party. So when it's candidate-based, you don't really necessarily know what you're voting for, versus when it's an issue, it's more whether you agree with that issue or not. So it's a lot easier to vote for that, in my opinion.
Free candy! Take it! Lots of sizes. It's our way of saying thank you for voting.
This has been Nicole Nowicki with The Lantern.